We are stewards. In the movie trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, there's one character who seems to be not very good at his job and a little crazy. Delthanor II was a steward of Gondor. His job was to look after the kingdom of Gondor because there was no king. Now, if you've seen the movies, you know that Aragorn, a character in the Fellowship, is the rightful king of Gondor. He just isn't quite ready to take the throne. Delthanor had two sons. He favored one over the other. He ate food while the people in his charge were under siege. He sent his second son, whom he treated like a slave in some ways, out to face an impossible task. He refused to call for aid for someone to come help his kingdom. When his son came back injured, he didn't have a doctor help him. He just assumed he was dead. Then, as the orcs, or the enemies, entered his kingdom, he attempted to burn himself and his son alive. Delthanor II was a very selfish man. He wasn't using the resources he was given to help him help his people. Perhaps it was because he knew his reign as steward was coming to an end. Whatever the reason, he wasn't doing his job. Now that I've told you about Delthanor's shortcomings, you may be tempted to judge him. Before you do that, check yourself. You are a steward as well. Maybe not to a kingdom, but you are a steward nonetheless. 1 Peter 4:10 says, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms." God gives us gifts. In fact, He's given us everything we own. Because He gave it to us, we don't own it. We are borrowing it. God gave it to us to steward for the time we are here on earth. We can't take it with us when we die. We only have it while we are here. Thus, we must treat what we have been given with respect. We must treat it as a gift. So, how are you doing with stewarding what God has given you? How can you view everything as God's and remember that daily?